So Women's Federation for World Peace USA hereby recognizes Elizabeth Lim on this day, June 24th, 2023. We honor your commitment of championing the cause of eradicating sexual abuse through education and the empowerment of both children and adults to be well-informed and advocate for change based on your journey of overcoming unimaginable challenges. We applaud your service to the community filled with love and compassion. Congratulations to Elizabeth Lim. We are so honored to be able to give you this award today, and we invite you to share your story and your wisdom with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Well, so aloha, everybody, and that lets you know where I'm from. And first, I just want to thank those who nominated me, but more importantly, those who took the time to get to know me. I myself, honestly, I have not done anything by myself. It's always been being uplifted by others, and especially by women. And this award is no different. So still, I am so honored to be nominated for the HerStory Award. So I'm actually going to do something I don't normally do. I normally have, little bits and then share, but I'll let you know why I'm going to read. I think you'll get it. I'm actually going to read for the first time and you'll know why. So if you see me looking up, I have them taped up there, and I'll go ahead and get started. So I hope to bring courage to anyone facing an impossible task right now and say to you, you are enough. In my life has been a journey of many stops. It has never really mattered where I came from, but rather who I have touched along the way. I truly present myself with no special titles. I'm not yet an alumni to an elite college. In fact, to be honest, I have failed most things, and not by a little, but rather a lot. School was really difficult. Speaking a different language, I learned to read and write in 4th grade only because Miss Chandler cared. Being encouraged by Mr. Beanie in 6th grade, I was able to do what in my eyes was considered impossible. 7th grade, the first semester, and 8th grade, the second semester. And in going, I received my first ever award. And this is my second one. In high school, I knew that if I worked hard, I would receive in college, a high school graduate. And all the teachers advocated for me and helped me through that. I learned through them how to advocate for myself and the things that I needed. In college, I would quickly fall behind. As I was a dyslexic student, school was very difficult, and at times I would fail and have to start over again. I was also working full-time just to keep shelter. And I went on failing college time and time again until I graduated in 1988 at the Associate Technical College as an EMT, and so on. Through my education journey, I learned to strengthen my strengths and use them for good. I embraced my weaknesses that helped me to have compassion for others and keep myself humble. There is absolutely nothing that I have done on my own. There has always been someone to help me along the way. My first recollection of life was hunger. I never knew where I lived or my economical state, which was poverty. I knew nothing about the color of my skin, nor did I care. All I knew, I was hungry. And for a child, that was the difference. Who had food and who didn't. Shortly after, I was separated from my sisters to go live with nuns in hiding from what I did not know at the time. But I was happy there. I was fed. And I'm sure the first stages of trusting God, I remember learning to pray and having a grateful heart, yet this was no place to raise a child. So I happily left with a 6'2" man, which later became, known to be the best thing that ever happened to me. And he was also my grandfather. I lived happy there with a feeling of belonging. I knew I was loved and that I belonged, but that ended shortly when I was brought to America by strangers. Until this point, I knew nothing of my mother. I had almost forgotten the little girls that I called sisters. I was in a strange land with strangers. You see, my mother was a visionary woman, and she took that chance, as so many people do, to come to America for the American dream. Yes, she left us behind for a short time to give us a better life. She believed in people and doing good for others. She believes in the American dream, not just for herself, but rather everyone who wants it. As soon as she brought us, she brought her siblings, her cousins, and others. And she's still a beacon of light. She says, I am a social worker for God, and there's lots to do. So I grew up with a strong woman. In no way was she a pushover. And for me, that was difficult. I had not yet cultivated my relationship with her, not because of her, but rather because she seemed to be a stranger to me. I've seen hardship in my life, like the ones that you feel someone sucked the wind out of you. But hear me out. With every man or woman that has shown weakness and has been led by evil actions towards me, I've experienced others that have shared kindness, love, shown patience, giving me strength and encouraged me. I have also want to share about, nope, I have to start over. Sorry, guys. And now what I'm about to share is not a new story. In fact, it's rather old, and it has been going on for generations. It's a difficult story. And I share it because I'm one of many voices. I'm the story about your next door neighbor, the story of what people hide. Please listen. I share this story in hopes that someone today will know they're not alone. I'm not ashamed of where I came from. I'm not ashamed where I came from. Or who I am, or who I have become. This is my journey, and in it, I have learned to be more kind and even see more good in people. I have learned to have a willing heart to never give up. My family has conquered poverty against all odds. I have come from a complicated family dynamics. I have dyslexia and have suffered sex abuse. But none of this is who I am. I choose what defines me. I steadfast in faith, no matter what my circumstances are. The desire to help those around me and a genuine love for people. That is what I want people to remember me. And for those qualities, led me to become an EMT. And at times was when I was the only female in the class. Later creating the SRTEL method, a program helping children and parents to see the possible signs of abuse before it happens, while not robbing the innocence of children. I have written youth programs for the YWCA to empower junior high girls to have a voice. I have traveled all over teaching the SRTEL methods to countless officers, teachers, social workers, and so on. I'm a caretaker for elderly people whenever I'm called to do. I recently started to face yoga for those who have experienced trauma. I'm a mother of 5 amazing children who silently go around doing good in the world. I have been married twice. First time 3 years, and the second going on 30. What defines me as a woman is my kind heart, willingness to care and help others, respecting nature, and knowing I am a daughter of heavenly parents. As women, we should never think less of ourselves because of the lack of titles. For as we walk through life, we are heroes for one person at a time. We are teachers to children as we help and nurture them with a smile. We must walk upright, for we can move and shift the energy of one room for good. We can stand tall for peace, for peace here today, and bring peace into our homes. Through this, we will bring peace into our communities, our countries, and our world. And that's how it was intended. We should share our shoulders for the youth so they can see how to shape the world for good. Let us be engaged in small acts of kindness. Honestly, we never need to ask a true woman to have compassion because she's already living it. In closing, I want to give a special thanks to the woman affectionately known as Mother Moon, our Mother of Peace. I had the opportunity to finish reading her book, and I am so full of gratitude and grateful for her example, how she loves all of us. Now, I'm sorry it took so long, but it was so important for me. And in front of all of you to share and for you to see my weakness of having to read and know that no matter how we struggle, we can still help others, and that we should never stop helping. So thank you. I completely am so honored about this beautiful award, and I will cherish it forever. So thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I feel so honored just to hear your story and to hear your heart. Sorry, I'm going to cry now. It was so beautiful to hear your heart, especially because, I mean, for me personally, through the challenges you went through, you, instead of becoming angry or resentful or, overcoming or digesting those feelings, whatever you went through, you said you learned to be more kind, and you brought the kindness that others showed you, the feeling times in your life where you felt belonged and you felt you knew you were loved, and now you're bringing that to other people, to children, so they also can have that experience of knowing they're loved and they belong. So that's, as a mom, I'm also feel like that's so important for the younger generations, for children to have that experience. So we're so grateful for you and for all the people you're working with in the field, and just thank you for your beautiful heart. Yeah. Oh.